You know that feeling, right? That sinking feeling as you're standing there, watching the water in your sink just sit there. It refuses to go down. You've tried everything, plungers, those harsh chemicals, maybe you even wrestled with a drain snake. But some clogs, they just don't want to budge. So, what if there was a pro-level solution for those really, really stubborn blockages? Well, today we're going to dive into exactly that, hydrojetting. It's one of the most common and, let's be honest, annoying household problems there is. A backed up drain can just stop your day in its tracks, turning a simple routine into a total mess. It's a huge red flag that something deeper inside your pipes is just not right. Okay, so you did the standard thing. You reach for the drain snake, you push it in, you crank it, and hey, maybe you get a little bit of flow back. But then, just a few days or maybe a couple of weeks later, you're right back where you started. So what's the next move? What do you do when the usual fixes just aren't cutting it anymore? This is where you realize you're dealing with what feels like the unbeatable clog. And it's more than just a simple blockage, right? It's really a symptom of a much deeper issue that's been building up in your pipes for a long, long time. And the reason that old snake keeps failing you, it's because it's really just designed for a temporary fix. Look, it's a fantastic tool for a very specific job, but it absolutely has its limits, especially when you're up against years and years of gunk and buildup. Here's the best way to think about the difference. A traditional drain snake, it's basically just poking a hole through the middle of the clog. It's like clearing a small tunnel through the gunk. Sure, water can pass through for a little while, but all that grease, scale, and nasty sediment is still stuck to the pipe walls, just waiting to clog up again. Hydrojetting, though, that's a total reset. It doesn't just poke a hole, it scours the entire inside of the pipe, blasting it clean and getting it back to a like-new condition. And that brings us to the real power of hydrojetting. This method isn't just about clearing one clog, it's about giving your entire drainage system a truly deep, comprehensive clean from the inside out. So what is it exactly? Well, hydrojetting uses super high-pressure water to just obliterate whatever is in its way. We're talking about a targeted, incredibly powerful stream of water that can cut through grease, roots, you name it, but it's perfectly safe for your pipes when it's handled by a trained professional. The whole process is actually pretty cool and straightforward. First, a technician feeds a special nozzle deep into the pipe. Then, that nozzle unleashes a powerful jet of water that doesn't just push the clog, it literally pulverizes it. All that tough grease, mineral scale, and sediment gets blasted away, leaving the pipe walls completely scoured clean. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds intense. And you're right, it is. So this isn't something you need for every little minor clog. There are really specific scenarios where hydrojetting isn't just the best option, it's pretty much the only real long-term solution. So when should you call in the big guns? Well, if you have clogs that just keep coming back, that's a huge sign. It's especially amazing for kitchen lines with all that heavy grease buildup that a snake just can't handle. It can even pulverize tree roots that have snaked their way into your pipes. And for older pipes with a ton of scale and sediment buildup, hydrojetting is the absolute go-to for restoring that flow. So what are the actual benefits for you, and what does a service call even look like? You might be surprised. The process is a lot more straightforward and way less disruptive than you'd probably imagine. The benefits are, well, pretty major. First off, you get immediate relief from the clog. But more importantly, you get a pipe that's so clean, it seriously helps prevent future blockages from even forming. That deep clean also gets rid of those nasty odors from trapped debris. And here is the big one, Folms. In a lot of cases, it helps you completely avoid having to do any expensive, messy, invasive digging up of your yard. That's a huge win. The service itself is super professional from start to finish. It all begins with a proper assessment and a clear, upfront estimate so you know what to expect. The technician shows up, protects the work area, and then performs the service. Afterwards, they'll usually do a verification, sometimes even with a camera, just to confirm the pipe is totally clear and your flow is 100% restored. It's a complete professional solution. And ultimately, it all comes down to this one key idea. Hydrojetting doesn't just clear the immediate problem. It actually cleans the interior walls of the pipe, which is crucial for preventing future clogs. It's about moving from a reactive fix to a long-term preventative solution. So the next time you're staring down a stubborn drain, I want you to ask yourself this question. Did you just poke a hole through the problem for some temporary relief, or did you actually solve it at the source? Is your drain just unclogged, or is it truly deeply clean?